Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am not here with Geeky Sparkles. I am going to talk to you about Hollywood and YouTube and some high strangeness with the media. There is a definite effort in the last couple of weeks to make YouTubers more presentable to Hollywood, and I'm going to tell you I don't think it's going to go A, the way they think it's going to go, and B, I don't think it's going to go well for smaller YouTubers. We're going to take a look at this and see what the end game is. I personally believe the end game is about making YouTube a Netflix competitor. And I think that this is sort of the, again, the goal of YouTube now is to become television. Because they're looking, I mean, where else are they going to go, right? They've already pretty much dominated the, I guess, homemade video market. Is that what we're going to call it? The creator sphere space. And now they're trying to eat into TikTok with the shorts. And the next thing is they're going to try to gobble up, the market share from Netflix and Disney Plus. And YouTube is becoming more and more mainstream. And again, I don't think this is good news for old school creators. We've seen a lot of creators that had successful channels for years in the last couple of years lose relevance. We've seen people that saw the writing on the wall, like Matt Pat, that noped out. And I think they noped out because of this. So we're going to talk about this new article. We're going to talk about an article from a couple days ago. We're going to talk about Mr. Beast sounding the alarm that he's like, yeah, you're basically cooked if you're a YouTuber. Like with AI and everything, like it's just not going to be viable long term. Well, it's news to us. No, actually, no, it's not news to us. We've been talking about this for at least a year or two now. Like, we can see the writing on the wall, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you think you're thinking about getting into YouTube and making it big and getting like millions and millions of subs, and right now, I don't know if it's possible like it was a couple of years ago. And that's just me being brutally honest. I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from doing YouTube, because people are going to be like, well, it's easy for you to say you got yours. No, I'm telling you, it is harder now to get found on YouTube. It's harder now to monetize on YouTube. It's harder, especially if you're doing long form content, because they're definitely pushing shorts over long form content. And I think that the goal, in addition to trying to turn YouTube into Hollywood, is to maximize profit for YouTube, which is what I think the whole shorts thing is about. And Geeky and I have talked about this before. I've talked to other YouTubers about it. They're pushing shorts because, in our opinion, because the engagement is high and they don't have to pay much for it. There's a different deal for shorts than there is for long form content. Basically, long form creators have too good of a deal, right? Because they get 50% split. I forget what it is off the top of my head, or like 45, 55 or something like that of the ad revenue. Whereas shorts creators get, I don't know if it's ad revenue or it comes out of like a pool or something like that. So you just have to kind of guess how much money you're going to make, but it's not nearly as much as you would for the same amount of views on long form, right? And we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about X too. There were rumors that X was going to stop paying content creators. That does not appear to be the case. They're denying it, but a lot of these social media platforms basically use the plebs to build the platform up, and then when they no longer need you, they get rid of you. Right? Or they just bring in the Hollywood types. We saw this happen with Webtoon. Webtoon tried really, really hard to get, comic book creators and webcomics creators to come to their platform when they were new in the US. They were throwing money at them. They were cutting them deals. And then once they got the audience to where they thought it was sustainable, then there was kind of a rug pull, and they started bringing in more and more of the Korean stuff, and they started getting Hollywood deals for the Korean stuff because that's what they wanted. And I think what is going on with YouTube right now is YouTube wants to compete with Netflix. Yeah, you'll be able to post your stuff on YouTube, but you're not going to get found like the Hollywood studios are. That's, again, an opinion based on what we're seeing, based on a lot of the changes with YouTube. And then, throw the AI equation on top of it. And it's going to be very, very hard. I'm going to be honest. It's going to be hard to be a content creator. We're even kind of looking at our situation here like, okay, so what's the exit strategy? Because there's got to be one, because, again, being a mid-tier creator, it's not going to be sustainable for much longer, in my opinion. That is my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but I don't think I am. We've been watching this for a while. We've been doing this about 8 years, 9 years total. And we actually had a YouTube channel years before this one. And things were very, very different back then. You made a lot more money, and it was more of a free-for-all. And now everything's very regimented and corporate, and it's just going to get worse because Hollywood is desperate, right? They're desperate for more money. They're going to go where they think they're going to have the biggest audience. And we've seen time and time again, it's on YouTube, right? And we'll bring up this article here too, which is YouTube just ate TV. It's only getting started. Yeah. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, I guess I already got into it pretty far. Listen to our audio version on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. We do have an audio version out there. You don't have to watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Rumble too. I think we're over on Odyssey now, so check it out. Let's talk. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about this one first. This is YouTube just ate TV. It's only getting started. This comes from the Hollywood Reporter, and it's all about the new CEO, this Neil Moen. And he's all over the place right now. And I think they've got some kind of PR firm or something that is trying to give YouTube content creators curbside appeal. So while they're eating Hollywood's lunch, they're also trying to peddle their top creators to Hollywood because they're all looking at Mr. Beast, and I think Mr. Beast is doing his own thing. But they're trying to do this again. And I'm saying again because this happened before. About 10, 15 years ago, they tried to push their content creators to TV, and they actually did get fairly far. I think that's where Aquafina came from and a few others. But Rhett and Link were trying to do the Hollywood thing. That didn't work out very well. I think PewDiePie had a show. Markiplier had a show or a pilot or something. And the general public just wasn't ready for it. I don't know if they are now either, to be honest. But I think, again, turning these YouTubers into Hollywood celebrities, I think is going to backfire because the reason people come to YouTube is to watch real people. And I know myself, if I start watching a YouTuber and it's very clear that they're very overproduced and, they've got this expensive set and the expensive lighting and they got a full staff and everything. I'm like, you're no longer a YouTuber. You are a television production. You're a news organization. You're just airing on YouTube. Right. And it's kind of a turnoff for me because I want to hear real opinions from real people or see, stuff that I can't see on network TV. So this is, again, coming from the Hollywood Reporter. YouTube just ate TV. It's only getting started. In 2 decades, the app has grown from a user-generated circus into the most powerful platform on Earth. I liked it better when it was a user-generated circus. CEO Neil Moen on his $100 billion vision for YouTube's future and the disruption it's left in its wake. Again, guys, this is what all of this stuff is about. All of these changes to YouTube that negatively affect indie creators, smaller creators. It's because of this, right? I don't think it's even political. It's because of this, because Neil Moen wants to eat Hollywood and he wants to turn YouTube into a Hollywood thing. He wants to turn it into a Netflix. So we're talking about how they've got, the NFL and everything. And, they were at, they were at Levi's Stadium in California, and Neil Moen and the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodall started talking, and that's how they wound up with the NFL on YouTube, right? Right. As big of a deal as YouTube is becoming, it's becoming a league broadcast partner would be. The platform's scale and cultural relevance were on display in Santa Clara. Even with 49ers on the field, a large group of kids on a rope line near the stands were screaming from one of the creators that joined Moen. Sports influencer Jesse Rydell. I don't watch him, so I don't know. His parents jockeyed to get them closer for a photo. During the past 20 years, the Google-owned YouTube has slowly then rapidly become a dominant force in media, the hub for a wide array of genres from talk and comedy to food and unscripted fare. But the bigger prize for the video platform would be to take over The other hours people are spending on their TV sets, and there are signs YouTube is close to a breakthrough there. They want to be television. They want to be Hollywood. It's not, I'm telling you guys, it's not going to be good news for smaller creators. It isn't. Everybody's like, well, this is great. That means everybody's going to get a TV deal. I'm like, bitch, you do not know how Hollywood actually works. That's not going to happen. Sports led by the NFL is in many ways the final frontier for YouTube. The platform is on the verge of subsuming the genres that have helped define the past 100 years of TV. The CEO noted in his annual letter to the YouTube community that the platform's viewership on TV sets has surpassed mobile and is now the primary device for YouTube viewing in the US. Yeah, I'm surprised how many of you actually watch us on TV. I always assumed it was mobile or you listen to us. But again, look at how they're doing it. Like they're pushing, I guess, the broadcast ready TV looking stuff, the high budget productions. They're pushing that to the forefront, right? They're not pushing like the guy just in his basement on StreamYard or whatever. It's like you got to have like a set and lights and, makeup and the whole thing. It said YouTube generated more than $36 billion in advertising revenue in 2024, and the executives say annual revenue, including subscriptions like YouTube Premium and music, tops $50 billion, with revenues shared with the more than 3 million creators in its partner program, which reflects channels monetizing their videos. Both numbers are rising fast, even as traditional entertainment companies find themselves stagnating. That is true. It's come a long way since the 19-second Me at the Zoo video was uploaded in 2005. YouTube is second only to Comcast in terms of annual content spend, inclusive of payments to creators and media companies, paying out as much as Netflix and Paramount combined, $32 billion. Many of the genres that once defined cable TV have migrated to YouTube. Chefs explain recipes in the kitchen. Once the domain of Food Network have moved there. Creators like Dude Perfect and Mark Rober are creating shows that would once been right at home on Discovery Channel or Nickelodeon. I don't even understand Dude Perfect. I don't understand Dude Perfect. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I go to Walmart and they've got toys of YouTubers I've never heard of, and then I go look them up and they've got like 50 million subscribers. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I don't even know who you are, right? And my kids, I mean, they're teenagers now, but I'm like, they don't even know who you are. Like, who are you? Why are you getting action figures in Walmart? It doesn't make any sense. Who wants to play with like a middle-aged man action figure? Nobody's going to play with an action figure of me. It's like an in-action figure. Sits in the chair, complains about Star Wars. That's my action feature. That's my superpower. The only question is what genres it will take over next and how quickly it will do so. They said eventually it's going to collide with traditional TV business. Right? And it just goes on and on and on. Then they talk about how Colbert's on his way out and Kimmel's on his way out. Yeah, they're all going to go YouTube and podcast, right? Like, look, there's something going on because we have multiple articles all saying the same thing, all coming out within weeks of each other. This is not a coincidence. This is a PR firm at work. YouTube stars are fighting for Hollywood approval. We've got this one. YouTube does not operate that way. How YouTube creators are schooling Hollywood. And there we go. There's Smiling Neil right there. But I'm telling you, they're up to something. They're going to flip a switch. One of these days, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. One of these days, they're going to flip a switch, and it's all going to be the Hollywood-style YouTube productions. They're going to be the ones that are front and center, and everybody else, if you're not part of the Hollywood system or the YouTube Hollywood system, you're shit out of luck. I think you're going to fight for scraps. You're in the shorts ghetto. You're going to be over there just doing your homemade little stupid shorts on your phone. But these people are going to have these like multi-million-dollar studios and whatever, and they're going to be making, user-generated content. I'm using air quotes here. User-generated content from their multi-million-dollar studios. This is where it's all going. And that's what they want. Then they can just take over TV too. And then you're going to, as we talk about streaming shows, you're probably going to talk about shows starting on YouTube. Because remember, guys, Cobra Kai started on YouTube. I don't know if people forgot that or what, but Cobra Kai was part of YouTube Red. It actually started as a YouTube show, and then it was incredibly successful, and then it got picked up by Netflix. that's probably what's going to happen. People are going to, make pilots or whatever. Studios are going to make pilots, put them on YouTube, artificially inflate the numbers, and then go get themselves a bigger deal with Netflix or Disney Plus or something like that, right? And then again, that's going to push everybody else out. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. You don't like to hear it. I know people don't like to hear it. They're like, no, it's fine. You're just worried about yourself. I'm like, nah, we'll be fine. We own other businesses. We'll be okay. But there are some people that I don't think are ready, for what is going to happen next, which is, you're not going to get found. We're already seeing it. We're already seeing a lot of channels, unless you're affiliated with like a major studio, you're not getting promoted. You're not getting boosted. You're not getting seen by the algorithm because you're not Hollywood ready. Right? That's what they want. They want Hollywood productions, bankable people, people that can cross over into middle-aged action figure territory or cookware or whatever the hell it is. And if you're not one of those creators, you're probably not going to get found. That is my opinion, but that seems to be where everything's going, right? So this is what prompted the video. Actually, this came from the Hollywood Reporter today. How Hollywood learned to love influencers. After years of eye rolling, the industry is finally waking up to the power of the booming creator economy. Is it too late? Taylor Lorenz. Ah, damn it. Well, there goes all credibility. Taylor Lorenz is trying to get herself a show. I guarantee it. And Taylor Lorenz tried to do YouTube and didn't do very well, if I remember correctly. Did Substack and I guess did okay. I mean, she's okay. She's an okay reporter sometimes when her bias doesn't show. But yeah, but she's going in talking about Netflix signing a YouTube educational creator, Ms. Rachel. There's a controversy around that too. In June, Tubi rolled out Tubi for Creators, a program aimed at bringing episodic content from influencers onto the streaming platform. Again, this has happened before. This happened 10 years ago, and it didn't really go anywhere. We know this because we were actually part of a program with another channel. We got paid money to be able to talk to people who were decision makers for different companies. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but they tried this. It didn't work. This is why Disney bought Maker Studios like in 2016, 2017. It might have been earlier than that, but it might have been like 2015. But that's why they did it. They were trying to buy YouTube. So this is nothing new, right? They've been doing this. And we're talking, only 10 years into YouTube, and they were already, pushing the Hollywood angle. They had 6 inaugural creators on Tubi, Jubilee, Rhett and Link, Watcher, more than 500 episodes of creator-made content distributed across Tubi's platform. Again, Rhett and Link, television production that just happens to run on YouTube. Rhett and Link are not homespun YouTubers. They're not doing StreamYard live streams. They've got a fucking studio in LA, and they got a bunch of people working for them, and they make many millions of dollars a year, and they do tours, and they got book deals, and they're not, I love how they're just like little homespun YouTube creators. And isn't it amazing? No, there's a whole story behind it. And I like Rhett and Link. I actually do. But there's a whole story behind so many of these people and where the money actually came from. And it's not like, well, they just moved to LA with a dream and their YouTube channel, and then they started making millions of dollars. No, there's a lot more to it than that. A lot of these Hollywood caliber YouTubers actually have had infusions of venture capital, so, and it's all related. And some of these companies that give these people money actually are the same people that give Hollywood productions money. They're hedging their bets. It's all connected, man. It's all connected. The biggest YouTubers right now, a lot of them all belong to the same media company, the same agency.
That's right. You tell them.
Oh, fuck. You scared the shit out of me. So they're like, what's new is old. The new class of professionalized Hollywood-ready creator talent isn't what you think of when you hear the word influencer. That's what this whole thing is about. They're trying to make these people Hollywood-ready. Over the past year, the creator economy has branched out with more and more older adults building media ventures. The fastest growing kind of group in the creative economy are grown-ups, adult professionals who have gotten laid off or who are tired of working for a company and are becoming creators in a way to grow their businesses. That's actually true. Actually, I'm surprised at the number of successful YouTubers who are over 30, over 40, in some cases over 50. Rhett and Link we're the same age as Rhett and Link. And I thought when we started doing this kind of YouTube that we were too old for it. But there are people older than us that are doing very well with it. And the audience has gotten older too. I mean, you got to realize, YouTube's been around for 20 years. People start watching YouTube in their 20s. Now they're in their 40s, right? Or they grew up with it or whatever. So it's not just, TikTok, I think, is where all the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha are. But it's interesting because actually the adult creators are the ones, with the adult audiences are actually the most desirable audiences, because it's not like kids where they don't have any damn money, but they're talking about AI, the AI divide, political landmines. They said one uniquely human issue creators are increasingly having to navigate is the political landscape. Elon Musk is funneling millions of dollars to political creators on X. Is he? And TikTok is shifting ownership. Creators now have to navigate choppy political waters if they want to remain on good terms with the platforms and ensure they don't become targets of government crackdowns on speech. Wait, what the hell? Actually, for the longest time, this has been proven, and Google has admitted it, that if you were a conservative, you got banned. You got shadow banned. You got silenced. You got, sometimes you lose your channel. So this is kind of bullshit. Basically, what they're saying is if you're left wing, you might not, make it very far because, Trump. So yeah, I mean, long story short, this is of course, this is, Taylor Lawrence. So, take it for whatever it's worth. But, yeah, it's, definitely, something that we're going to keep an eye on. I have to wonder if YouTube becomes too corporate, too polished, too Hollywood, where does everybody go after that? Because I know people will migrate, because basically they will reject YouTube like they did cable TV, like they did network TV. Where are they going to go? I don't know, right? Because we have some competitors that kind of started out really strong and then they really didn't get as far as I thought they would. We don't really have a good alternative to YouTube, but I think that 1 or 2 or 5 may pop up if this is where things are going to go. Everything is just going to be television, but on youtube.com, just out of necessity, I think people will kind of reject that and go do their own thing. I don't know. Interesting stuff though. Yeah. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.